Hey Mystic, how you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by and clicking on the video. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. In any event, I am so happy that you're here. And please just let me say to all that are watching, happy Juneteenth to you. Um, it really, Juneteenth is not something that I automatically get mindful of. I was kind of reminded of it today because of a conversation that I had with my son yesterday, and well, actually, I don't know. One reminded me of the other. So as I was sitting down today, I actually had a completely different message in mind. I was thinking about love, and I'll get to that later. But when I looked at my phone, I realized it was the 19th, and it just really made me stop and think about, well, not so much Juneteenth per se, but realizing that it was Juneteenth made me think about like where we've been, where we're going, and what's coming up soon. Because I do believe we're on at the threshold and the gateway of a profound shift for humanity. So it really made me stop and think about that. Because yesterday my son and I were talking. He lives in Japan. He's in the military, so we don't talk all that often between him traveling with his job and the 13-hour time difference and all of that. It's like when we actually get a chance to sit down and talk, it's an event. And in one of the many things that we did wind up talking about was like what is it? They talk about remuneration or whatever, the 40 acres and a mule thing, and things that are happening around the world, and all those kinds of things. And truthfully, we were talking about how in politics there's a lot of bamboozling and hoodwinking amongst the parties, and how the older we get, even though we don't really have an official political party affiliation, that we're both kind of becoming more conservative the older we get, and things like that. And then we got to talking about like Abraham Lincoln and his role or his objective behind freeing the slaves. And truthfully, let's be clear again, I'm very happy that it's Juneteenth. I'm very happy for all of that. But if you understand American history, Abraham Lincoln's decision to free the slaves had absolutely nothing to do. He didn't particularly have abolitionist leanings, even though it said that he was at least, uh, I think, octoroon or quadroon or mulatto in some form. He was of mixed heritage, some kind of way. Um, but that was not what motivated him to sign the Emancipation Proclamation. He signed it basically as a political move because the southern states were gaining too much power by them continuing to rock on with slavery. It was a financial decision, pure and simple. Of course, a lot of people benefited from it, and I'm so very glad to be one of those people because I do have a slave lineage in my family. But it really made me start thinking about, like I said, when I look at things like that, it's not from a racial fight the power type place, because I do realize, and it's so weird because yesterday he said one of the things unprompted on his own. Mind you, my children don't watch a whole lot of my content. So when he was in a regular conversation and he said the revolution will not be televised, it kind of gave me a little bit of goosebumps. Because how many times have I said that on here? That's one of the main things that I was hearing clairaudiently in 2020 when everything really started taking off for me. I kept hearing the revolution will not be televised. Great song by Gil Scott Heron. If you haven't ever heard it, definitely go check it out. But like I said, in this context in which I was hearing it, it meant something very different. Well, not super different, but it does have a slightly different context in the song. But I just thought that that was kind of interesting that I don't even know how we even got to that subject in our conversation. We kind of roamed it. We were on the phone for about 4 or 5 hours because that's just how we do when we do talk. So we got to a whole lot of different subjects, but that was one of the things that came up that kind of stuck out for me. But today, as I was sitting there kind of reflecting on what I wanted to talk about today, and then realized it was Juneteenth, again, when I'm looking at it, thinking about that, I had to go back and look at why, the significance of it. And again, this Juneteenth message that I'm talking about is not just for people of color. It's not just for those with a slave history. It's not, see, I'm not looking at it from a racial aspect per se. We have to understand what happened with it from that. But when I'm seeing it on a more humanitarian global level, because the thing that sticks out with me, the reason Juneteenth is the deal and not, we don't have a day celebrating the Emancipation Proclamation is, and so those who are aware of it may know, but we're going to recap quickly. Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, I believe. Was it the 1st or the 13th? It was, oh no. Yeah, January 1st of 1863. 1863 was when slavery was officially ended by the President of the United States. But most history books and everybody will tell you slavery ended in 1865. Why? Because we didn't have mass communication. We didn't have these little computers and this and that. I mean, yeah, they had some, I think telegram was around, but most of the lines hadn't been laid. Telephones were not a real thing at that point. So even though the proclamation was signed, most of the country had no idea that the proclamation had been signed. The June 19th of 1865 is when the soldiers came into Galveston, Texas, I believe, and basically notified them there that slavery had officially ended. 2 years later, so they had been free and didn't even know it. Things had been moving in the background to free them, to end slavery, and they didn't even know it. And that's what made me come back to think about like what we're going through right now. Light is shedding on the planet. We're in the information age. We're getting more information all the time. Like I said, we had gone through the dark ages spiritually. We went through the Reformation. We went through the Renaissance period. They teach you all of that stuff in class in our history books. Not saying that that's all of the history, because like you said, they tried to convince us that history only goes back 6,000 years, even though we have artifacts on this planet that's 30 and 40,000 years old. But something shifted in this country and began to shift around the world in the mid 1800s, that many that are interested in spirituality see as a sign that something was happening spiritually that was beginning to fulfill not only Bible prophecy, but prophecy of the, like Mayan prophecy, Notre Dame's prophecy, all these different ones that had spoken on these things. All of the prophecies shift pointed to something happening around the end of the Yuga, or the shift of the zodiacal age, coming into the, leaving the age of Pisces, coming into the age of Aquarius, and all of those things. We've been literally on a procession energetically, a planetary procession, a consciousness expanding procession. We're beginning to see our DNA shifting, our bodies, even within my lifetime. I'm in my 50s, but in my lifetime, according to what they claim medically, you can see, begin to see physical evolution on such a rapid thing that you're being able to see. Look at the shift of the kidneys. When I was a kid, we were told that kidneys were down low, almost at the top of the pelvic bones in the back, or the hip bones. Now, a couple of generations later, they're almost under the rib cage. They have migrated that rapidly evolutionarily. Something dramatic is happening on this planet. So excuse me. And I know for the past several years, I've been hearing all kinds of stuff and feeling the energies. I was discussing with my roommate earlier today about having seen a couple of like the timeline shifts, and wasn't quite sure if that's what I was looking at, but some of the personal Mandela effects that I've experienced in the past 4 or 5 years made me more confident than ever that yes, some real stuff is happening. Yes, we are shifting dimensions. Like I said, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore at all. And a lot of the readers that I've been watching fairly consistently for a while, several of them, I don't watch tarot as much anymore because I'm trying to get some other things lined up. But recently I've been hearing a lot of them pointing to this summer solstice, which is in 2 days on the 21st, that is going to be a significant gateway for this rebirth ascension cycle that we've been seeing. So like I said, it really made me think about Juneteenth in that aspect of being kind of a gateway to that we've been emancipated spiritually a while back, but we didn't get the memo just yet. A lot of us, it's been a pretty uncomfortable couple of years of dark night of the soul and hermit mode, kind of being off to ourselves, intensive introspection, all kinds of relationships falling to the wayside, us having to go back and re-heal and figure and kind of see how we feel about that as those kinds of things start shifting and all. And again, I'm not any kind of a, well, to some degree, I do see certain things, but I'm not going to sit here and make any ironclad predictions for the 21st. But I do believe that for the collective, even the fact that I was prompted to make this video, I believe we're really going to start to see some of those things that we've kind of seen in the back of our mind or manifested or seated in our hearts or kind of looking for in these ascension cycles. I think we're going to experience a pretty significant shift. Another one, because like I said, we've been shifting significantly, but I really think there's something pretty dramatic is getting ready to unfold for us. And to that turn, I definitely wanted to pull some cards. I had some decks pre-cleansed already, and I was going to do a starseed reading, but y'all look, health, I mean, I'm not even gonna say health wise, it's taking its toll. These shifts and energy things that we're going through are taking their toll on me physically. Some of it is as my body adjusts, because like I said, I've been through some cycles of disobedience and I'm having to get my ish together now, which by the way, I've been doing like one meal a day, vegan. Or yeah, I have laid off of all the meats, all the processed sugar. Well, all the processed sugars, except I do have some flavored coffee creamer that I've been allowing myself to add to my 1 cup of coffee that I've had over a past few days. But I'm weaning myself to ramp down into like a show enough, just strictly just water fast for like 7 to 10 days. Um, I had over the past few days, my one meal a day has been super simple, like beans and rice, or just like the vegan meat with no soy or any of that. But doing like that, so it wasn't raw, but it has been. And I'm happy to say that my inflammation markers are definitely coming down, and I am 15 pounds down since I kind of started this. So I do know that something is happening, but it's just I'm having to kind of baby my body and go a little slow. So as hard as I went with the daily uploads, I may be doing like every other day or whatnot for a little bit here while I'm having to take a little rest. But we are going to get some cards today because I'm feeling pretty good. I wanted to get this Juneteenth message. So bear with me just a moment here. I'm going to pause the camera while I get it focus more on the table so we can see the cards as they're coming out. And yeah, I'll be right back. All right, fam. There we go. So I do want to take a moment to call in our guides, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and Yeshua. I ask that you be present with us and put all of protection around me and the viewer as we go into this message. Please allow me to be a clear channel for spirit so that I can get a message for the collective, for the viewer, and for myself. Saint Germain and Thoth, I do ask that you be present, as well as Archangel Metatron. Please and thank you. Ashe. All right, so let's see what we got here. What is this? Temple Secrets. We got secrecy, isolation, observation, and ritual magic. There's a card, I should have pulled it ahead of time because here it is right here. not too far from the top. When I first picked up the guidebook, as I was getting ready to go into this just now, when I opened the book, I don't use that guidebook hardly ever, but it opened right up to Universal Merkaba, which talks about sacred purpose. You have the answer and lucid dreaming. So I definitely want to take a look at those and see. Oh, sorry. Let's see here with Temple Secrets. With sacred ritual and practical magic, a temple holds many secrets about its people and purpose and its ancient traditional practice. Temples are sacred spaces that can reveal hidden mysteries about the soul and psyche. When you connect to the divine through the temple magic, secrets of the universe can be unlocked and witnessed. Not to mention that you are your own temple as well. This physical body is a temple. The alchemic practice of sacred ritual can be observed through deep chants, devout prayer, and the vows held sacred within the walls of each temple. The secrets held in temple ritual must be honored by the seeker and keepers of the temple's divine and hidden magic. Their sacred light beckons each seeker, igniting past life recall on their spiritual quest. Okay. So it says, residing on the Green Ray, Ascension Master Hilarion ask you to seek and hear truth with open ears. Your spoken word reflects your integrity, so be direct and assertive. Combine your creative and analytical mind to find answers buried in your soul's intelligence. A master of science, Hilarion asks you to connect further to your inner light through discovery using a methodical, systematic approach to your goals and life quest. And let's see about this Universal Merkaba. Sacred purpose, you have the answer, you lucid dreaming. The universal Merkaba awakens a deeper experience of the human consciousness. The personal Merkaba that surrounds your aura connects you to the universal Merkaba matrix paradigm with a fine platinum thread. This allows you to astral travel and access different levels of consciousness. Connected to the unified mind, the universal Merkaba enhances your perception of self awareness and communication with the emotional or feeling body. Talking to the self in this way improves intuitive sensitivity, inner knowing, and the ability to sense and understand emotional imbalances when when bodily pain and sensation occurs. So, and this refers to Sanat Kumara, Ascension Master Sanat Kumara. Asks you to recall your life experiences, connect to your inner guru for wisdom and purpose. While learning can be difficult, it is essential you save yourself from personal destruction. Visionary and lucid dreaming experiences will reinforce your intuitive senses and unique connection to the ascension and astral realms. Wow. So, in addition, we would like to have Ascended Master Hilarion and Ascended Master Sanat Kumara present with us in this reading as well, please. Any of our guides and beings of divine light and any other brotherhood of light, of course, please feel free to come through. Like I said, I don't know why. I was hearing kind of emancipation, freedom, of course. Well, freedom is kind of emancipation, but like it's ascension or rebirth, of course. We've been in that rebirth phase for a minute. Oh, this flipped over. What is this? Serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, and push through. The Sirius Star Blessing is like one of the most auspicious cards you can get in any deck. And what's here? We got the heart opening with the Stargate heart, unlocking generosity, Gaia Gateway activation, as well as Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. Kind of goes along with that whole rebirth, transformation, emancipation thing. Push through, be seen. Now, let's see here. Oh, you know what? I want to pull these first. Oh, wow. And Ascension came out of this deck. Ascension, Vortex, and Pleiades and the Seven Sisters. Yes. So this is about an ascension gateway. Like, genuinely, an ascension gateway is before us. And Abraham Hicks is forever talking about what's in our vortex. I think it's time for us to kind of go in there and connect with our vortex. I really think we're going to start to see a lot of the things that we've been lining up in our vortex for a long time are going to start to make their way out of our vortex. That's going to be super cool. Now, one of the things that I wanted to look at here, the spread that we're going to do today is based on the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. And the actual spread, I'm gonna get the excuse me. I think that this the higher self. Yeah, no, yeah, the higher self reading. I just want to take a look at here. I'm not going to look at all of the book meanings, but I do like to take a look at this because they have something to do with like our resources, the challenges, and those sort of things. So we're going to pull this and the clarifiers, and then we'll get more into at what each position means as we go. And actually, what I'm going to do is pull this a little bit differently than I normally would. It's normally it's a 10 card reading, and they go all in a circle, but it's harder to read, so we're just going to lay them out here in 2 rows, 5 and 5. But our first card, of course, is always usually in any reading, the first card has to do with us as the significator or our current situation, and it does. It's our current sense of self. And of course, the second position is typically the cross or the imbalance, the soul scar in this case, as far as because this is the higher self reading we're doing. Okay. Wow, the first card is the vision of unity. Focus on the light, right to see, releasing illusion, and pineal activation. So yeah, emancipation, vision of unity. This, I mean, it's coming into the light. Oh, and what is the cross or the imbalance or soul scar? This joy of life, trust, open your hands, share, and let go. So at some point, it's been difficult for you to trust and let go. Difficult for you to, yeah. So that's kind of the crossing point. And the next position in the reading is our resources within. Oh, I'm trying to tell you, in this ascension cycle, our body and breath work and grounding is super important because this came out the resources within. Breathing, feel your body, sensations, purity, clarity, and expression. And of course, next we have our external resources. These cards are so big. Whoa. Okay, external. Well, that's kind of an internal. Oh, well, let's see. We got the cosmic self here. You are a cosmic being. Stay confident in your truth. And the light family on the other side of this split, we got inner child attunement, go within, listen, loving parenting, the gift for self, beyond cycles, find and embrace yourself, new direction, releasing old patterns. Then the gift for the world, creation, unique expression, flow of creation, joyfulness. Possible challenge within, tree of life is here, the circle of life, clear energies and channel. Wow, okay. possible challenges externally, observe, loving eyes, see all, equanimity, see the truth and step back. In the final position, new opportunities, angelic ones, divine healing is upon you, divine grace, and divine guidance. Wow. Okay. All right. We may look at a few of these, but I want to, like I said, get the cards all out first so we can kind of see. Actually, that's not what I wanted. I want to get the Lemurian. I mean, beyond Lemuria here. And see what this vision of unity. What do we have here? Journey to wholeness. Wow. Okay. And what else flipped over here? Air, paradigm shift with this joy of life. And of course, air is referring to Aquarius as well. So, kind of, I think what we were talking about going into this age of Aquarius and the paradigm shifts that are happening here and what we're experiencing collectively may have something to do with this. Like I said, I really believe we're going to see something significant happen here. Breathing goes with beyond the mind. Wow. I think we're going to look at that too. And then throat chakra is here with the cosmic self and expressing your truth. This says being cosmic self talks about staying confident in your truth. And then the card that came here with it is the throat chakra expressing your truth. Now with the inner child, oh, freedom came here with this inner child attunement. Wow. Yes. With beyond cycles, what do we have here? Ether, the seamless, unspeakable. And with creation, we have the solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination. And with tree of life, the portal keeper. Okay, what do we have? With observe, we have water, the overflow. And with we got two here that came out with these angelic ones and this divine grace and divine healing upon you. We got reclaim your energy and evolution. Wow. Now let's see what the tarot has here for the golden age. We got the Nine of Portals here. That's the Nine of Cups. Satisfaction is here with this journey of wholeness. The Sedona Vortex. Okay. Oh, and now, well, I get why we have this need to open up. This is the cross, the challenge. There's also some physical challenge that comes with this because we have the Five of Earth Guardians. I do want to look at the context in the book, though, because this is snow in here, but typically the Five of Pentacles talks about lack. I just want to see in this deck what it's referring to. And we got the Six of Portals here. So, again, talking about expression and being beyond the mind, the Six of Portals may very well have to do with some healing, that some of that family melancholy type relationship stuff. Yeah. The throat chakra is here with the two attune and recalibrate with oh wow. Yeah. Throat chakra is here with attune and recalibrate, the two of activations. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think those are wands, the activations. So, wow. So what's sticking out? This is the 10 heart, 10 of portals or the 10 of cups. Go within. There's loving parenting and listening and freedom. This emotional freedom is going to bring you quite a bit. Like I said, it's transformation. It's coming into whoa, what is this? Into happy family and all the rest. Oh, I thought I saw one flipped. Apparently not. Okay, 9 of light codes. Persistent presence is here with the seamless, unspeakable, and beyond these cycles. And that may have something to do with the need to make a decision about that. We're going to take a look at that one too, I believe. Ooh, the Chariot is here with this creation and radiant illumination. Yeah, dimensional shifts of the crystalline. And the Chariot card always is talking about like driving something forward with using your will or mind or determination. So that's kind of interesting that creation and the Chariot are here together. Ooh. With the circles of life, with this tree of life and the portal keeper. Ooh, the muse. Okay. That is the Fool card. So it's about your spiritual journey. What do we have here? Temperance is here. As above, so below. The 3 of Earth Guardians or Pentacles are here with this reclaim your life and evolution. And interestingly enough, 2 of these cards came out here too. The Sage of Activations. So logic and structure. Yeah, let's take a look, shall we? With 33, this journey to wholeness. Self-acceptance, wholeness, unconditional love, soul fragments returning, accepting others as they are, staying energetically present, accepting all parts of self, healing internal dis-ease. Yeah. This card is about loving yourself and others from a sense of wholeness exactly as you are right now. It is only from this space that healing can take place. We may find ourselves in relationships or scenarios where we can see great potential. We may have concepts of others that are not really who they are due to subconscious projections or ideals. You know what? That kind of feeds into what I was thinking about earlier when I was thinking about the love message that I was looking at and the different forms of love. And we get a lot of messed up, misinformed programming about what love is and isn't, or should or shouldn't be. But when you start working on unconditional love, and that love for humanity, a lot of that is learning that while we have a tendency to judge, because as humans, we can't help it. We see something, we either like it or don't like it, we want it or don't want it. That's a judgment, but we learn to let go of the judgmental judginess of it when we look at, I don't know if that's even a proper way to say it, but when we're looking at other people, we let go of some of that judgmental stuff as it pertains to other people, and we realize that people are just different. We're all on this rock together. We all kind of sort of want the same things for ourselves. Very often, when most people hurt us, it is not them being malicious, it is simply them being thoughtless or insensitive to what we may need or want based on our traumas, because they're too busy trying to navigate life based on their traumas that they may not be aware of yet. It's not that many truly malicious people out here. Now, some of these folks, I ain't saying there aren't any. A lot of our karmic players, it feels pretty malicious when they're doing some of that, but you have to get back to remembering hurt people hurt people. So even when they are intentional in doing the things that they've done, when you start unraveling the traumas that they've walked through, very often at their core, they are wounded children. They are not truly malicious. Yeah, and again, I am not acknowledging, I'm not saying that there aren't some truly heinous people out here. There are psychopaths among us. There are, folks that have to be incarcerated forever. They are truly a danger to society and themselves. But those are by far the minority of people on this planet. Most people would genuinely like to see peaceful, prosperous circumstances in life for themselves and for other people. Most people are not so selfish that they intend for other people to be damaged. Now they've taught us and programmed us dog eat dog, so that we got to get them before they get us. But that's all programming of this part of the matrix. The archons that's running this show definitely are some of those minority that don't have our good interests at heart. And over time, that leaning toward the wicked has put some folks in a really weird state of mind. But that's the stuff that we're talking about healing now. We've been in these positions to slow down and understand that we are in this world, but not of it. The things that they tried to program us to and tried to convince us that it's the way the world works. No, it's the way their world works. And as this revolution, this paradigm shift is upon us, we're changing it. We're using the will of our mind, our expanded consciousness, to understand that we can move this into something completely different. It's our gift to ourselves and our gift to the world. I do want to look at, I'm not going to look at all of these. Let me see. The one that I had said I wanted to look at, I do want to look at Beyond the Mind over here, I think. 20. Thinking with the heart, being present, heart and mind connection, meditation, the bliss of being, quieting the monkey mind, fathoming the unfathomable, finding happiness within, going beyond intellectual limitation. Take a step outside your mind based concerns or limitations. Looking at things in an overly logical way will hinder you and obstruct access to your superpowers. You may be transfixed by a past experience. The past may be running you and making your mind spin so you cannot see what is really in front of you. Consider what your heart and mind and your gut are telling you. Step back and clear your mind. Meditate in your own way. Contemplate what the situation at hand would feel like if you released all fears and worries. Are these concerns even yours? Yeah, that part. A lot of the times, the stuff like I said, with the drama that we have in life, most of the time it ain't even ours. And in order for us to get to this place of mind at this crossroads, to be able to go through this paradigm shift and all of that good stuff, yeah, we've got to let a lot of that stuff go. This attune and recalibrate, the two of activations. I want to take a peek at that too. And let me see something here. Yeah, the activations correspond to the swords in the traditional tarot. Um, a decision is to be made, but you are torn in different directions. Tune in with your mind, heart, body, soul, and bigger picture. Then make your own choice. This card signifies that there are decisions to be made which may be challenging to navigate. You're encouraged to find a balance between your heart, mind, soul, and body. We often refer to the heart mind combination, and cultivating this balance is indeed vital to navigating life with grace. However, two other centers hold large amounts of information for you to investigate: body and soul. Sometimes, when a decision seems almost impossible, ask yourself what each of these centers wants: heart, mind, body, soul. Sometimes the difficulty in making decisions is that these different aspects of ourselves all want something different. Clear awareness of where your needs, desires, or concerns lie bring deeper information. So let me see. I'm not reading all of this. Your soul, aka your higher self, is the infinite spirit that resides within you, the spark of the divine. When asking the universe for something, include the phrase for the highest good. This connects with your higher self and allows you to access a broader perspective on the best outcome for all. And if you're asking for something specific, you can also say for your highest good or the highest good of all or something better. Because sometimes when we ask for, we really could fine tune it to ask in a better way, and we just haven't thought of it yet. So if you ask for that or something better, you kind of cover yourself that way. Um, I do want to see the seamless unspeakable. 0 point field, the void, blank canvas, threshold, anything is possible, time to choose what you want to bring into your life, endless possibilities, limitless, and paradox. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, I honestly wish we had time to look at all of the book meanings for all of these cards, but I know that's kind of a lot. So we're not going to do that at this point in time, but I do want to take a look at some of these. Um, the illuminated space of no distraction and pure potential is beyond the threshold. It is the silent meditative moment out of time, the centered and present place beyond the hustle of the mind and outside world. It is where all dreams are birthed, and it is the light we may fear to be darkness when, just for one moment, everything ceases to exist. This is the place between worlds, the womb before we incarnate. Hold on one second. Okay. And from here, we can choose where we go. The land has been tilled in readiness for the flowers we wish to seed. Outdated doors have been closed, and in the space between the breaths, we open the new ones. I'm trying to tell y'all, we are right here at the threshold, at the gateway, y'all. What may be perceived as the endless black nothingness is actually illuminated eternal, the core that all our fears may be peeled back to. When we step through the darkness, we realize it is only a short distance away from the white void at the center of creation and heaven. Herein lies the feeling that we may have been striving our whole life to meet and yet simultaneously, subconsciously, running from. In this place of graceful surrender, we may know we are held and allow ourselves the spaciousness to drop deeper into the experience of our existence. Wow. Mm, mm, mm. Yes, indeed. Now, I think, like I said, we kind of got all of those. I do want to look at this evolution card, though, 24. Yeah. Growth, overcoming challenges, gracefully riding the waves of life, expanding out of a problem, flourishing in the face of change, thriving in new environments, and being unperturbed. What does personal evolution mean to you? Is it about growth, expansion, adaptation, success, or becoming a better version of yourself? Perhaps it speaks to an ability to move through difficulties. However good we are at surfing the waves of life, we all face surging tides of challenging ups and downs. When we try to hide from our trials, they get even bigger or more overwhelming. We can dive into them or surf them for growth and transformation. We might also flow with the current of least resistance, allowing the waves to wash over us and inspire a deeper sense of compassion and strength. How we meet our challenges contributes to our growth and evolution. In the meaning of the card, look for ways that you can flourish in the face of challenge. Tap into your original passion and remember why you chose the path that brought you to where you are now. Break a problem down to its element and be creative in how you tackle them. Consider how you can make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, be present and ask how you can learn, grow, and become stronger through what is happening for you. Because it is, it ain't, I mean, if, like I said, it often feels like it's happening to us, but it's really happening for us. And I think we're going to really get to where we can start to see and truly appreciate, or actually, I should correct that. When we get to the place where we can truly understand that it's happening for us instead of happening to us, is when we'll begin to actually see more of Spirit's hands in it and the working out of things. It's the we may not be instantly manifesting, but we'll start to see more and more of it. Things are being woven. That's what the wait time has been about. But I do believe it's about to be time. Like I said, we've been hearing wait. It's not quite time. Spontaneous awakening here, activation, integration time. We have empathic starseed here, energetic sovereignty. But again, I think that's why we keep hearing this message over and over, because many of us are star seeds. We've spent a lot of time absorbing what is not ours, and the season is coming where we're being asked to be a little more selectively um, intentional or selectively selfish. Like I said, that's not a bad word. We've been positioned and conditioned and programmed to think that being selfish is bad, but that's because we're being told that by people with narcissistic tendencies. Stop being so selfish. That's a translation of saying stop being so selfish and do what I so selfishly want you to do. I don't want you to do anything that's going to be beneficial to you. I want you to do what's going to be beneficial to me. So the ones that are telling you not being selfish are even more selfish than you are. Baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. You're being guided. Please know that. And we have portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. This is your wild card. Yeah. At this doorway to this next portal, this activation cycle, however you want to call it, there is, like I said, it's where you're going to get to work with spirit. This is our time where we do get to kind of micromanage the universe a little bit. People look at that as a bad thing, and no, I mean, if you're trying to nitpick and tell spirit, but when I say micromanage the universe in this context, I mean it's more like fine tuning your order. Once you've done the hard part and got the people out the way that need to be out the way, and done the inner child work and the healing and the dark night and all of that good stuff, you'll get to a point where you've cleared your path ahead, and then you get to start having some fun with it and start kind of fine tuning the things that you're wanting to bring into existence. And we're gonna take a look here. This card, I want to do vortex first. Let me see. Let's see what they got to say. Vortex fields are focal points where a particularly high concentration of energy can be found, such as the confluences of waterways. They have a positive effect on people, promoting healing, meditation, and the development of the soul. Many people feel inspired and charged with vitality after visiting a power place of this kind. According to ancient shamanic wisdom, many of these vortex fields are simultaneously portals to the connective systems of the cosmos known as stargates. Special structures aligned with the stars and equinox cycles were often erected at such places. Stonehenge in England, for example, or the Egyptian pyramids and Machu Picchu in Peru. Other vortex fields are found at natural locations such as Sedona, the Bermuda Triangle, Mount Waialale, I can't say it, but Mount Waialale in Hawaii. Similar vortex fields can be found all over the world. It is in such places that we can discover something about our place and our purpose in life. They bring some of the universe and the heavens to earth. They are gateways into the invisible spirit world and reveal the fundamental interconnectedness of all life on earth and in the universe. When we meditate at a vortex, we recharge ourselves with cosmic energy. We discover where we are right now, where we're going, and what our next steps will be. And as I was reading this, it brought to mind, um, over time, several times over years, I've been drawn to places that I didn't know were particularly energy vortex Texas at the time. But if you are getting a hunch in your spirit, in your mind, a nudge, or say whatever it is, however you perceive energy, you certainly got a desire to go to a certain place and you're not quite sure why. If you're able to follow that right away, do so. And even if you can't get there right now, like I've been being called to the pyramids, but that's not a just get up and drive across town trip. That's a whole trip in and of itself to me. But I have to put that one aside for another day. But I'm not going to forget that. I'm being called to Sedona. I've been called to several places around the planet, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen there, but I've already, like I said, I kind of received that message in meditation that there's some kind of an activation or something there that I'm supposed to experience. So definitely, as we're going into this next season, keep that in mind if you get those kinds of energetic hits or nudges. But you can also, like I said, as far as your energetic vortex, pay attention to that because you can enter your creational vortex at any point in time. Mm, and our last card here, Ascension, be the change you want to see in the world. The Earth is currently heading towards a new evolutionary phase that many ancient cultures, such as the Maya and the Hopi, used their astronomical knowledge to predict thousands of years ago. This new epoch has come about because of the movement of the Earth through the Pleiades light belt or photon belt, which began at the end of the 20th century. Is this not where we started out this conversation before I picked up any of these cards? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know this stuff don't be on my mind for no reason. Our planet is somewhere it has not been in the universe for a very long time. And even when we were reading the Lost Book of Enki, and it talks about how when Nibiru lines up and coming up on Little Gaga and this and that, and Lamu and Lamhamu, and they name the planetary lineup, Nibiru is coming back into position. So we're lining up. But even still, that's still not a fixed point. It's still in different coordinates. The whole galaxy is moving, so our actual coordinates now are someplace in the universe that, as far as humanity knows, we've never been before. If you get a chance, this don't it really don't have nothing to do, well, in a way it kind of does. Listen to the song. I might actually put it just for fun, attach it here, because I just heard the song "Fantastic Voyage" by Lakeside. I love that song. So yeah, it's mm, I them brothers, kind of like Earth, Wind, and Fire, was real tapped in spiritually. Lakeside knew a thing or two as well. Let me see. This new epoch has come about because of the movement of the Earth through the Pleiades light belt or photon belt, which began at the end of the 20th century. This phase is often described as an ascension, a golden age, a new era, a point zero, or as the crossing of a threshold. It is seen as the opening of a portal to a new age, or as a change in dimensions from the third to the fifth, and even to the seventh dimension. The light of the photon belt shines into every dark corner, every shadowy area, which explains the many changes that humanity is currently facing, both collectively and on an individual basis. Anything that no longer corresponds to the higher resonance of the light and love of the photon belt will dissolve and turn to dust. Only the higher energies, higher forms of being, and light and higher systems will remain. Raising your vibration and light body activation involve expanding your consciousness and a new way of being. Your pure essence becomes increasingly lighter. Typical signs that you are in ascension. You feel a sense of space, timelessness, and peace. You find great love and compassion for all things. You experience synchronicity and notice signs, sometimes even in dreams, that both reveal and confirm the way to you. Like your relationships, you are true and authentic. You experience increased creativity and know that your life has meaning. And again, many of us, and I'm hearing people all the time talking about, we've been for the past 3, 4, 5 years, we're being guided to eat differently, find our appetites changing. Some of us are finding our body structures changing, our meditation, our dreams are shifting, our worldview is shifting. We're becoming more empathic in nature, we're becoming more compassionate in nature. all of those types of things. We are undergoing, there's a mass awakening and evolution that's been happening on this planet, like they said, for quite a while now. They laughed at all the hippies talking about the age of Aquarius. They've been talking about the age of Aquarius coming in since the 60s, because leaving one zodiacal age and going into another is not an instant page, a turn of one calendar page. It takes between 75 and 150 years to fully transition from one zodiacal age into another, and that's what we're doing. We're leaving the age of Pisces and coming into the age of Aquarius, and it's a bumpy ride, but it's a beautiful ride, and we're well underway. And I just really, really have a feeling down to my socks, especially after this reading. Now I understand now why I was prompted to do this reading. I firmly believe that today is a significant day for us, as well as the portal coming up here on the 21st. So get ready, folks, and we're going to take that ride together. This is your reading. I do want to thank you. If you benefited from it, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, soul family, peace and blessings to you. I love you so very much. Namaste.